Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of MenaeroCraft, our Minecraft modded survival series, where our quest, our mission, our goal, whatever we're calling it, to get to the moon is well underway. We are so close, guys. We are so close to being able to jet off into space. We're not going to be able to get there today. Most likely next episode is going to be our maiden voyage into the skies, but today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making our final preparations. There's still stuff we need to do before we can jet off. As we saw last episode, there's a lot of steps to flying to the moon. I'm still sticking with my catapult idea. I think that's a much better idea. Just launch us up in a giant catapult. I'm sure it would work out fine. But since that's not an option, we have to go the MenaeroCraft way. And what we're going to be getting made today, I think, first of all, is we're going to be getting our oxygen gear made. Now, I've been working between episodes getting some stuff ready. I got a lot of like steel compressing and bronze compressing that we saw last episode out of the way to make things go a little bit smoother today. I also made a few new things that are going to help with our oxygen setup. The first one is in my inventory, and it's our oxygen tanks. These are pretty easy to make. That's a backpack. That's not an oxygen tank. Red wool. Tin canister, which is just tin, and compressed steel, which I'm sure we all know how to make after the last episode of hearing that anvil clanging over and over again. I made 4 of these because you can only equip 2, so I figured having a backup set is probably a good idea. Then what we need to do is we need to make gear that actually allows us to breathe the oxygen stored in those tanks. We also need to be able to fill up the tanks, and that's where the other machines that I have made come in. Oh, hello door. That door always gets me. I think every time we go down here, for the first time in every episode, I always get stuck by that door. It has it against me. It has it out for me or something. It just does not like me. So anyway, as I was saying, we need to fill up our oxygen tanks, and to do that, we need to go in this room here. I'm just checking that nothing nasty's in there. I did hear a zombie that sounded creepily close, but it seems like it's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, so as you can see, this room looks a little bit different. We now have 2 new machines over here, and we got some wiring running through, so I don't have to keep coming in with those battery boxes and placing those down. And the 2 new machines we have are an oxygen collector and an oxygen compressor. Now the collector, as you can see, has like little particles of magic going into it. I'm guessing that's like dust in the oxygen. Maybe that's not, we shouldn't be filling our tanks with dusty oxygen, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So this machine, as you might suspect, being an oxygen collector, supply it with power, it fills up with oxygen. Now, if we take that to the moon and we put it up there, it won't be able to fill up with oxygen because there's no oxygen on the moon. We need to actually take up trees and stuff like that from what I understand, because trees generate oxygen and then it should work. So we're going to be taking these with us when we launch up, but obviously we need to fill up our tanks first, so that's why they are down here now. The other one, the oxygen compressor, is how we actually get the oxygen out of the collector and put it in our tanks. Now, right now I don't have it hooked up, so if I put this tank in here, it'll say not enough oxygen, so we need to correct that by making some oxygen piping, which is just a bit of glass pane. Very, very simple. So let's get some glass panes ordered down here. Let's get 30 down, because I think I'm going to need them for a few other things. Let's get them out of our bag here, and let's make some oxygen piping, and we can fill these tanks up, and that'll be like our first step to getting our oxygen gear made today. We got 4 pipe from 1. That should be enough to come across here, I think. Or maybe not. I think I have to pipe it out of that side. There's one thing I don't like about MenaeroCraft. I did it again. I said it wrong again. MenaeroCraft, correct myself. I'm going to have to correct myself every time. Is that you can't change the output side. So like the energy sides are there and then the oxygen's on either side, so it's a little bit tricky because we actually have to run the cable all the way over the top, which means I do not have enough, but luckily it's pretty cheap to make. Just a bit of glass. I thought it would be more difficult to make than that because it kind of looks fancy. The piping looks very fancy, but not too difficult. And now that we've connected that, this should have oxygen in it. Yes, it does. So now if we put a tank in there, the tank will start filling up. Now these ones being large tanks are going to take a while to fill up. So while we're waiting for those to fill up, I'll need to put the others in after it. Let's look into the other pieces of oxygen gear we need to make. Now, I think the first thing is a helmet. So we need an oxygen mask, which is just more glass panes and an iron helmet. So let's order down some iron here. So iron, where are you? There you are. So we'll get 10 iron down here. We might also get some more glass as well. Actually, there's 7 more glass panes here. That should hopefully be enough, I'm pretty sure. I think it should be enough. So let's get a helmet made. I'm glad I brought this crafting table down here. It makes things so much easier. And then it's a helmet surrounded by glass panes. And da-da-da-da, we now have an oxygen mask. The next piece that we need is oxygen gear, which is somewhere in here. There we go. And this connects our mask to our tank from what I understand. And again, not too difficult to make. It might actually be easy if we run up and make it though, because I do have all these components already in our ME system, so we can just get it to auto craft for us. I really should set up like a proper automated crafting system where we can literally just type in, hey, I want this item, press craft, and it'll pull your items from whatever inventory they're in and automatically smelt things and craft things and components for you. It'd be a lot smoother, but I need to look into that because my knowledge as far as applied energistics goes, which is what all these machines are, ends at what we've got at the moment. Okay, so we need to get this oxygen concentrator made, which means we need another tin canister. We'll get 2 of those out, and then we need an oxygen vent, so get that made as well. Then we can make that, there we go. And then to make it into oxygen gear, I think we just needed more oxygen piping, which we can do by doing that. Nope, none in there at the moment. So let's get some more of that made. Let's get that out. 5 oxygen piping. Throw our oxygen concentrator in there. And let's get the gear made. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Cool. So we now have everything we need to survive once we get up there. Obviously, we need to fill the oxygen tanks, or I'm going to be like Arnie in Total Recall, eyes bulging out of my head. But there is one more thing we can make, and that is a sensor. I think it's called a sensor, because obviously in space, sound doesn't travel. There's no sound. So when you get up there, apparently it's dead quiet, like you can not hear a thing, and there are mobs up there, and I don't want them creeping up on me when I can't hear them. So to solve that problem, you can actually make this thing here called a frequency module, and it can receive weak sound waves and distant signals. So we want to get this made as well. Compressed iron, I don't know if I actually have any compressed iron. We can get that made straight away. No, we can't, because we need a redstone torch or 2, don't we? So let's get a couple redstone torches made here. I already have basic wethers in there. There we go again. Oh no, I put my oxygen gear away. I didn't want to do that. So let's get our oxygen mask out. We'll hold on to that. We got our redstone torches. What we need is compressed iron now by the looks of it. Yeah, okay, because we don't have enough. Oh, and we actually need to get the redstone repeater made. There we go. And now let's have a look. Okay, so we just need 2 more compressed iron, so let's get some iron out here again. We'll just take down, like, how many was it to compress? It was just 2, wasn't it? So we should only need 4 to get 2 compressed iron. I believe I can fly. Well, I'm going to feel like I can fly soon once we launch to the moon. Even though technically I kind of can because I do have a jetpack. Don't mind me, I don't know where my brain is going today. So let's get this compressed iron on. Let's put another oxygen tank on because this one should hopefully be done. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to show you guys the other thing that we're going to get done today and what I have been working on. There we go. Oxygen tank full. Put another one in and let's get some iron compressing here. I think these are all empty. Yes, and that should be going through. Cool. So the other thing that I've done since last episode is work on our launch tower. So once we get our frequency sensor module made, we are going to be making some drawbridges and finishing this bad boy off, and it looks pretty cool at the moment. It looks pretty darn cool. I know the suspense is killing you. I'm not entering the room. What am I doing? Just go in the bloody room. Okay, here we go. Da-da-da-da-da. So there it is. There is our launch tower coming out of the ground. Oh, no. That was a bad idea. That was a... Wow! Look at all those creepers. Jesus! Why is there like 5 creepers on top of each other? And a 6th over there. That was a bad idea. I don't want to go back in that hole now because they'll probably fall down after me. But there you go. There is our launch tower, complete with lighting and everything, completely made out of marble. It looks really, really cool. And that little ridge around it is where we're going to be putting our drawbridges so that we can hide it under a layer of dirt. I'm cruising out of here. I don't like this. I'm going to go sleep or so. Oh no, the sun is rising, so they should all start dying soon. I kind of wanted to go back down that way because it's quicker to get down to our compressed iron so we can get this frequency module made, but apparently I'm not. There is a horde of creepers who were prepared to drop on my head, which is probably the other reason we need to get those drawbridges made, is so things don't drop in on me, because that could have been disastrous if they dropped down and had it blown up. Not only the beautiful tower that we got made, but also our rocket ship. that would have made me cry, because that took a long time to make, and all that triple dipple compressed steel that we had to make just to get it done was stupid. So much compressing. My head was hurting from that anvil bashing. Speaking of which, this should be done in here now, so we can get that made. How's that doing? That should be full any second now, so we may as well wait. I always hear skeletons and stuff because this is kind of in a ravine, so I keep thinking they're down here with me when they're not. How much does this actually fill up to? 2,700. Okay, it's almost done. Here we go. And another one is full. So let's get that put in, and let's actually put on the oxygen gear that we have at the moment. And to do that, we go over to this little tab here, put on the helmet, put on the oxygen gear, and then put the 2 tanks in. And there we go. Don't we look snazzy with our little helmet on at the moment? Oh, that's awesome. That is the best. That is the best. We look so cool. We're like a mishmash of magic and technology, but we look friggin' awesome. Now that we got the compressed steel, let's go up and get ourselves this frequency module made. We also need to make a parachute, because I know that when you fly back to Earth, you get launched out of your rocket ship, and if you don't have a parachute, you're probably going to die. We do have a jetpack though, so it probably won't be that bad now that I think about it. We could just float down, but we may as well get one built anyway. So let's get to our frequency module made. Cool. Alrighty then. So up here, and we put that in there. Oh wow, I didn't know it did that. It's put like a little satellite dish on our head. Oh, that is so cool. That is so friggin' cool, guys. I love that. The models looks amazing. Oh, that is fantastic. I had no idea it did that. Okay. So, we have most of our gear ready. We just need to get a parachute made. I'm not sure how difficult these are. Another thing that people told me we should make as well for our maiden voyage is a flag, because you can actually make a flag with your own face on it. So when we land on the moon, we can place a flag down with my beautiful face on it. But we'll worry about that when we launch. I just want to get a parachute made really quickly, which is this canvas, which is sticks and string. Do we have sticks and string? Okay. It was 3 of these, wasn't it? Yeah. And then what was it? It was just canvas and string. And then these 3 at the top. There we go. So we have a parachute made as well, guys. Awesome. Well, that was super easy. And that finishes off all our space gear that we need. The next thing I need to make are a few machines so that once we get up there, we can survive. As I said, you need trees to generate oxygen, and then you have the oxygen collector collecting said oxygen. But rather than always having to fill our tanks up and run around with these, another thing that we can do is build like a bubble distributor, which is basically a big oxygen bubble that you can breathe when you're in, or when you build a building, you can build another thing called a oxygen sealer that seals oxygen in that building. But those all require me compressing a lot of materials down again, so I'll probably do that in between episodes. What we're going to get onto next is getting our drawbridges made. I'm really excited to see this Thunderbirds type action in tower. I really hope it works. I hope this works. I've gotten a few things prepared because I know that we need bronze. So I've been cooking up some bronze over here. It should be done now. There we go, 30 bronze. And we already have, I think, 11 in our inventory over here. So that should be more than enough. I think I counted it up and we need about 40. The other thing that I have been cooking up are these red alloy ingots, because we need to be able to send a redstone signal to each of the drawbridges to activate. And so we're going to run this red alloy wire that we've used in the past down into the base of the launch tower, and we can just flick a switch and it should open up. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully it works. So let's get some red alloy wire made here, and these are really easy to make if you've forgotten. It's just redstone around iron, and then you cook it, and then you get a lot of this red alloy wire. We'll get 2 stacks out here. 60 and 60. There we go. That should be more than enough, hopefully. I'll put the rest in there in case we need it. Now, the next thing we need to make is the actual drawbridges. Now, I think we need aluminium brass, and what was the other thing we needed for this? Aluminium brass and a blank cast. We should have the rest. I don't think I have enough aluminium brass, though, so we need to make some more of that, which is 3 copper to 1 tin, or is it the other way around? It was 3, no, it's 3 aluminium to 1 copper. Okay, so we will get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll get 9 aluminium and 3 copper, and we also need some gold to be able to make some blank casts here. Now, I think I need 10 of these things, so let's get 10 gold and we'll make 10 blank casts, because it's 5 either side. Rather than having one row of 5 go all the way across, I want 5 on either side so they connect in the middle. I just thought that would look a whole lot cooler. The other thing we need to make is then 10 dispensers, which means we need 10 bows, which I'm pretty sure I can make. No, I cannot, apparently, because I need sticks. Okay, let's get some sticks made here. What the hell are those things? A fuse from Steve Carts too. Fair enough. No, we need wood to make sticks. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I've gone mental. Okay, so let's get a stack of sticks thrown in there. And let's get 10 bows made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I need more string. And the way to get string is super easy for us now because we have this wool gin made. And we just put wool next to it. And I'll pull out a stack of string. Super, super easy. There's some stuff that feels slightly overbalanced in this. Slightly overbalanced, I'll admit it. And by overbalanced, I actually mean overpowered. I don't know what's going on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one row. So we need 5 more bows here really quickly. So 1, 2. We'll throw them in there actually. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's get the other 5 dispensers made. 5 of those. Oh, they stack. I did not know that. Cool. Alright, so all we need now is the blank cast and some more aluminium brass. So let's go get that stuff made. We'll need to cook the gold down to get blank cast. I know aluminium brass can be used for blank cast as well, but we actually need ingots in this instance. So we'll just use that for ingots. Hopefully I got this right. It should be aluminium and it should be copper. Hopefully I did not screw this up. What is that random pipe doing there? What are you doing there? I think maybe I had like a lava tank connected to that, didn't I? I did at one point. The MenaeroCraft crucible that we used to get white dye or white coral and then never used again. It's just been sitting there gathering dust. Okay. Once this cooks down, we will see whether I was correct or not. Otherwise, we have to start over. Come on, turn into aluminium brass. Yes, it did. Okay, cool. We can actually get a block out of there. So that's 9. And then that's, these boots. That's 10 right there. That's 11, and there were 12 ingots in there, so let me get this out. That's 12. Let me get that. Clear that away so we can put some gold in now. There's gold in them hills. It's like my favorite saying whenever I say gold. I just have to go full western redneck. I don't know why. And grab that. While we're waiting for the gold to cook, let's go put this aluminium brass in our system. And we should chuck the dispensers in as well. Let's turn that into ingots, and that should be more than enough. I think it's 2 aluminium brass per, so I only need 20. And we have 27 in there now. Cool. And just looking at my inventory, we have everything we need. I can put that fluid duct away. Put the dispensers in there. Okay. And we know that we have about 40 levers to play with, so I don't need to make any of those. Last couple episodes, I've gone to make more, and I don't need to after that screw up that I pulled off. That magnificent mess up. Oh, can't believe I did that still. Actually, I can believe it. I've done worse. I have done far worse. How many ingots are left in here? Okay, so 8 ingots. Crap. That means I actually need 20 gold, so it must be 2 ingots per 1 cast. So I'm going to get these made really quickly, and then we will get our drawbridges done. Oh, look at little Rabbito there staring at me all lovingly and longingly. It's like when you leave your dog inside or in the fence or whatever and you go out and they hate it and they sit there pining at you. That's kind of what he looks like at the moment. Or he just wants to be away from me and, you know, go roam free. Oh no, look, he's turned to face me. Good boy, Rabbito. You can actually follow me. You've just been sitting there staring out that window for far too long. Your eyes are going to go square. Which they already are. Ba-boom, tsh. No? Alright, I'll see myself out. Bye. Anyway, okay, back on track. I have the 10 blank casts we need, so let's chuck those in. And we should be able to get our 10 drawbridges made now. What am I missing? Blank cast. Yes, I put those in. It's alternating, isn't it? It's alternating the ID number or something. Maybe that one? Okay, don't know what happened there, but we have 10 drawbridges now, guys. Next thing we need is some dirt here, so let's get out a stack of dirt. Not really sure how much we will need, and let's head back over to where our launch tower entrance is. Do we want to go from above or below? Probably from below. We'll go down, and that way we can fly up as well. And Rabbito's going to come with us. He's having a grand old time now. I think that's the problem. I just need to like take him out and walk him more often. Maybe he gets a bit restless, kind of like a dog. He really is like a little obedient dog that's mischievous on the side. Okay, in we go. Now, do I have fuel actually going in here yet? No, I need to make a pneumatic servo, that's right, to be able to get the fuel pumping automatically. I haven't done that yet, but we'll worry about that later. For now, let's get our drawbridge made. So let's fly up here and get these guys placed in. Let's go into hover mode so that we can put them down. And we want to place them along like this. So 3, 4, 5. Just making sure I actually counted this. You're going to get in my way, aren't you, Rabbito? After I let you come with me, you're going to get in my way. Get out of it. Oh, no! Rabbito! Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Wow. I just kind of... Oh, I didn't mean to hit him like that, and he went straight down the hole. Oh, he's back. Oh, you're okay. Wow. Poor guy. Hopefully no one calls robot services on me for abusing him. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I did that. Oh, crap. You stay here, actually. You stay. Because you keep getting in the way. And then I have to backhand him. Just got to teach him some discipline. Anyway, okay. So now that we have these set up, we probably only need to put, I don't know, like 8 in each. We really don't need that much. What does that one do there? What's that one do? Oh, oh! I did not know you could do that. It makes it look like dirt as well, so it hides it. Oh, that is so friggin' cool. So we can actually completely hide them. So you cannot see them at all. Oh, that is awesome. I didn't actually have to put them under this layer that I've got them under, which is why I did it, because I thought, oh, you're going to be able to see those. No, you won't, because you can place dirt in there, and it camouflages to the block. What a cool friggin' item. This is absolutely amazing. Let's get the rest put in here. We'll split that, split that, split that. That is absolutely amazing that it gets camouflage. Now, let's get our red alloy wire. And what we want to do is we want to run this across the back of them like this. And then this will go all the way down into our actual launch tower. And then we can just put a lever on it from the other side of the wall. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it will activate all of them. And we will have a friggin' cool... Oh no, I fell myself! Rabbito, does that make you feel better knowing that I fell? No? Look, you're in a position of power over me at the moment. And he's turned his back on me. He is not pleased with me at all. Okay, connect those last ones up there. And then we need to run it all the way down. We should have more than enough red alloy wire. Why can't I go down? Let me down. There we go. And so we need to run it down like this. Will it go on the lights? Yes, it will. Cool. Hopefully it doesn't turn those off. We'll find out, I guess. We will find out next time. Never done that joke before. Oh god, I'm recycling cutaway jokes. Wow, what am I, Family Guy? Okay, let's go down here. And then we'll run it across like this. Down like that. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there. I dug a little tunnel out for it. And then what we need to do is we need to maybe... how am I going to do this? Let's just temporarily put it like here for now. So right there. And then I think I can actually put a panel right here and have the lever on the panel, and it should work through it. I believe we did that earlier in the series, so we should hopefully be able to do that. But we're going to give it a test run with a lever right now. So let's do that. Let's get ourselves one of our 43 levers down here. It's not abnormal to carry around that many levers. Yeah, I do it all the time. I just have a chest full of them for no particular reason. The other thing we probably want is our saw. We'll grab that as well. And some marble. I should have some marble in there. There we go. Okay, let's get down, say, 8 marble. We also need our chisel. Just get everything down here that we need at the moment. There's not 8 chisels in there. Who does that chisel think he is? A lever? I'm not stockpiling him. Okay, so we've got our lever. We got our chisel. We have our marble. Let's first of all just make sure this works by putting the lever down and clicking it. Oh, wow. It worked. Oh, that is so darn cool. Oh, it did turn off the lights, oh, damn it. So flick it again. Oh, that is so darn cool. It actually worked. I have to do something about these lights, though. Okay, maybe if I put it on the other side of the wall, it won't affect them. So if I had to come up this side, that could be an idea, potentially. Let's fly up and change it really quickly and see how it goes. So hopefully that will work. It's all connected up here. It comes down. It's not touching any of the lighting. So hopefully that doesn't flick it off again this time. Let's give it another whirl. Lights seem to still be on. Yes, they are. And it is hidden. Oh, that is so friggin' cool. That is so friggin' cool. What we're going to do... is we are going to chisel some of this marble into the marble I've got there, which is marble with a large dent. We're going to put that right there, and then on this one we're going to make a panel, and to make a panel we just have to put one piece of marble in like that. I think I need to do this in a real crafting table. Luckily, whoa, I got all turned around. Luckily, there is one right over yonder, and then we can have the wiring hidden, and it'll be even more awesome. I do really feel like Thunderbirds. That is so friggin' cool. Why isn't that chiseling? Why are you not chiseling? Oh, it had to go below it. Never mind, then I probably could have done it like that. We need the marble covers, so let's take these and cover up the redstone wire, and it should hopefully still send its signal. I'm pretty sure we've done this before and it worked. The only problem is you can kind of see that, yeah, it doesn't match there because it doesn't quite connect to the other marble. But if it does its job, that is fine by me. Boom. And it's open. Oh, that is so freaking cool. Close it. Oh, and we saw it. It's hard to catch a glimpse of it. Let's see if we can. Huh. We're just catching a glimpse of it. Huh. There we go. Oh, that is awesome. Let's go to the surface. Oh, I keep getting turned around. Don't ask me how. It's a tiny little room. Look, it's a circle. That's how it's got me all confused. You spin me around in a circle, and I'm lost. I'm completely lost. I could be in my own bedroom, and I'd get lost. So anyway, let's go and sleep until morning, and let's have a look at it from the surface and see how well hidden it is. Don't think I don't see you down there, Mage. Are you dark or light? You are light, which means you won't get electrocuted. Mr. Zombie, on the other hand, whoa, what the hell? Looked like it struck from the sky. I think it just kind of like arced down. God, I love this one. So cool. Anyway, let's go and find where it is. Now, the only issue that I see is that it's going to be the raw dirt. Like that. And I probably could have put it up one higher, because it doesn't need to be that low, since now we know that you can actually just place a block of dirt on the drawbridge and it hides it. But, oh, actually, no, the grass is growing on it. So this could end up really, really well hidden. But what I need to do is kind of level out this area a little bit around it so that it's on ground level and there's not this obvious dent here. Hopefully that grass spreads and stays on it so that when it comes across, it'll just be like this grass and you honestly won't see it. I wonder if flowers or roses could grow on it as well. That would be super cool. But I'll do that before the next episode. I'm going to get our final supplies and stuff we need ready. And next time, guys, we are going to be launching to the moon. I hope you guys are excited. I was about to say Rabito might be, but he turned his back on me. I think he's still a little bit angry that I knocked him down a giant hole. But for today's video, I am all out of time. I just heard like a meteorite or something crash. I'm gonna have to go investigate that. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to throw it a rating. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye. To correct myself, I'm gonna have to correct myself every time, is that you can't change the output side. So like the energy sides are there and then the oxygen's on either side, so it's a little bit tricky because we actually have to run the cable all the way over the top, which means I do not have enough, but luckily it's pretty cheap to make. Just a bit of glass. I thought it would be more difficult to make than that because it kind of looks fancy. The piping looks very fancy, but not too difficult. And now that we've connected that, this should have oxygen in it. Yes, it does. So now if we put a tank in there, the tank will start filling up. Now these ones being large tanks are going to take a while to fill up. So while we're waiting for those to fill up, I'll need to put the others in after it. Let's look into the other pieces of oxygen gear we need to make. Now I think the first thing is a helmet. So we need an oxygen mask, which is just more glass panes and an iron helmet. So let's order down some iron here. So iron, where are you? There you are. So we'll get 10 iron down. We're going to be getting our oxygen gear made. Now, I've been working between episodes getting some stuff ready. I got a lot of like steel compressing and bronze compressing that we saw last episode out of the way to make things go a little bit smoother today. I also made a few new things that are going to help with our oxygen setup. The first one is in my inventory, and it's our oxygen tanks. These are pretty easy to make. That's a backpack. That's not an oxygen tank. Red wool, tin canister, which is just tin, and compressed steel, which I'm sure we all know how to make after the last episode of hearing that anvil clanging over and over again. I made 4 of these because you can only equip 2, so I figured having a backup set is probably a good idea. Then what we need to do is we need to make gear that actually allows us to breathe the oxygen stored in those tanks. We also need to be able to fill up the tanks, and that's where the other machines that I have made come in. Oh, hello door. That door always gets me. I think every time we go down here, For the first time in every episode, I always get stuck by that door. It has it against me. It has it out for me or something. It just does not like me. So anyway, as I was saying, we need to fill up our oxygen tanks, and to do that, we need to go in this room here. I'm just checking that nothing nasty's in there. I did hear a zombie that sounded creepily close, but it seems like it's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, so as you can see, this room looks a little bit different. We now have 2 new machines over here, and we got some wiring running through, so I don't have to keep coming in with those battery boxes and placing those down. And the 2 new machines we have are an oxygen collector and an oxygen compressor. Now the collector, as you can see, has like little particles of magic going into it. I'm guessing that's like dust in the oxygen. Maybe that's not, we shouldn't be filling our tanks with dusty oxygen, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So this machine, as you might suspect, being an oxygen collector, supply it with power, it fills up with oxygen. Now, if we take that to the moon and we put it up there, it won't be able to fill up with oxygen because there's no oxygen on the moon. We need to actually take up trees and stuff like that from what I understand, because trees generate oxygen and then it should work. So we're going to be taking these with us when we launch up, but obviously we need to fill up our tanks first, so that's why they are down here now. The other one, the oxygen compressor, is how we actually get the oxygen out of the collector and put it in our tanks. Now, right now I don't have it hooked up, so if I put this tank in here, it'll say not enough oxygen, so we need to correct that by making some oxygen piping, which is just a bit of glass pane. Very, very simple. So let's get some glass panes ordered down here. Let's get 30 down, because I think I'm going to need them for a few other things. Let's get them out of our bag here, and let's make some oxygen piping, and we can fill these tanks up, and that'll be like our first step to getting our oxygen gear made today. We got 4 pipe from 1. That should be enough to come across here, I think. Or maybe not. I think I have to pipe it out of that side. There's one thing I don't like about MenaeroCraft. I did it again. I said it wrong again. MenaeroCraft. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of MenaeroCraft, our Minecraft modded survival series, where our quest, our mission, our goal, whatever we're calling it, to get to the moon is well underway. We are so close, guys. We are so close to being able to jet off into space. We're not going to be able to get there today. Most likely next episode is going to be our maiden voyage into the skies. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making our final preparations. There's still stuff we need to do before we can jet off. As we saw last episode, there's a lot of steps to flying to the moon. I'm still sticking with my catapult idea. I think that's a much better idea. Just launch us up in a giant catapult. I'm sure it would work out fine. But since that's not an option, we have to go the MenaeroCraft way. And what we're going to be getting made today, I think, first of all,